Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We are about to see the Tural Goblins and how things are going with them. So, let's dive on in. Hey, we are live. We should stop here for the night. I understand the desire to rush ahead, but we need to recuperate from our punishing river adventure. Then let's settle in. We'll need a cook fire, and there's a meal preparation to be done.
I've been meaning to ask, but how does one become the adopted child of the Dawn Servant?
I was but a ball of fuzz at the time, so I don't remember much. My earliest memories are of life in the palace. All I know is that I was born in Ikbrash, a village in Yaktel. But I've never bothered to return there. As far as I'm concerned, Ulul Jaja is my only parent.
Goodbye, bot.
I quite understand. I have no memories of my birth parents either. For a while, I wanted to learn who they were. But over time, that curiosity waned. Galuf was my dear grandfather, and he was all I needed.
So our situations were quite similar. Even though Papa already had a trueborn son, he raised me and Kona with no less love. One time, I'd wandered off alone into the forest and gotten lost. Before I became a meal for some beast, Papa dropped everything and came to my rescue. I was scared and sobbing and ready for a scolding. But the head of resolve praised me for surviving the ordeal. I did get my lecture from the head of reason, though. He went on and on about the dangers of the jungle and all the horrible ways I could have died. Growing up, Papa was kind and patient, but a tyrant when it came to training. Now, of course, I realize he was preparing me for my duties as a promise. For all the good it did. There's so much I failed to learn about my own country. Whether it's alpacas or Ihihana, I hardly know anything. I've lived such a sheltered life, yet convinced myself I understood Tural and its people. I don't have Kona's education, or Zoralja's strength. I'm all bluff and bravado, not fit to bear my title. Why? Because my father built a nation where everyone can live in peace, and I want to keep it that way. I think I see what you're saying. My reasons for joining the contest have nothing to do with my brothers. It's always been about the Turali, and what I can do for them.
You said it yourself. how important it is to properly know something. To hear the voices of others, empathize with how they feel, and think how best to serve. In so doing, you'll come ever closer to being the person you wish to be.
I'm sorry, everyone. I've been a fool. From this moment on, I'll stop trying to be the promise I'm not. I won't feign strength to hide my weaknesses. Step by step, I'll learn all there is to know and love about Tulihyolal and my fellow Turali. It might not be the smoothest path, but it'll be a path of my own making. I will find a city of gold for all of us, along with the answers you seek about your grandfather Kryl. I swear.
I appreciate it, Wuklamart. But you needn't take on that burden as well. Galuf Baldessian dedicated his life to protecting people from all manner of threats. As his granddaughter, I wouldn't wish to endanger others for the sake of a personal investigation. So let's just concentrate on winning the contest. We have a shared goal, and, if at all possible, I'd rather we enjoy the journey.
Hear, hear. We are companions on the same road, bound for the same destination. With our combined talents, nothing will stop us from reaching the Golden City.
Thank you. Thank you all. I am proud to call you my friends. Thank you. Thank you all. I am proud to call you my friends.
They seem to be enjoying themselves. Are you sure you don't want to go and say a word to your sister?
Nay, there is no need for that. But what of you two? Wuklamat's allies are your comrades. It must feel strange to be rivals.
Helping you has made us rivals, aye, but we're not about to break into fisticuffs over it. Unless, of course, it is a matter of winning or losing the contest. Then I'll have no qualms about putting Alizé on her rear.
Despite our long history, never have I been given the chance to test myself against our companions. The thought stirreth within me a most unexpected sense of competition.
That's not entirely true, Urianger. Heavensward.
Lamachi has surrounded herself with distinguished figures indeed. One of the Studium's finest graduates. The head of the students of Baldessian. And then, there's Eorzea's vaunted champion. If he's half the hero you say, then the odds are stacked against us. Not that I've any intention of bowing out. Our time in Urkelpacha only served to strengthen my resolve. We saw how a single storm cut off the alpaca roots and threw my people's lives into disarray. Such uncertainties are why I advocate for the adoption of Sharlayan innovations, that Tulihyolal might know greater stability and prosperity. Our nation can change for the better. And I will be the man to change it.
Well, it's a start. I imagine your experiences on this journey, all the things you'll hear and feel and think, will help you refine that approach.
Nice reference there, Thancred.
But to return to the subject of the rite, I'm a touch concerned by the condition for victory. The claimant who breaks the seal becomes Dawn Servant, not the one who performed the 7 feats first.
The would-be victor need only possess the 7 keystones.
That is correct. As the contest wears on, we must brace ourselves for greater conflict.
Your rivals still lag behind. The second and third promise may have recruited competent lackeys, but none compared to you. How can they hope to compete with the resilient son? The only child ever sired by a two-head. Only the ignorant or foolish could fail to see that you were born to be Dawn's servant.
Such titles mean nothing.
I neglected to mention. When I first heard the rumors that the contest involved the Golden City, I spoke in confidence with Gulul Jaja's inner circle. They all agreed on one thing. Whoever reaches the City of Gold will attain a power so great, it can dictate the course of history. If this power truly exists, then I humbly beg a fair share of it. Time is passing, and I would put my plans in motion without delay. The useless tool is cast aside after all. And just so there is no misunderstanding, you consent to this course, no matter who is made to suffer.
In battle, everyone bleeds. The Dawn's promise is no exception. What better lesson to teach our people the folly of war?
Does anyone really care what Bakul Jaja's up to?
I was hoping for a good scrap, but this bloated sack of bile was no challenge at all. I wonder if the house cat is dead yet. Be ashamed to lose a plaything.
If I may ask, Chosen One, what are your plans for Tuliolal after you take the throne?
Plans? What makes you think we care about all that? We care only about the contest and proving our superiority. That would surely please Mother and Father. Yes, and when we become Dawn's servant, we'll drive out the weakling masses and invite our kin to live in the city. Fine idea! Our family deserves better than that rotten jungle. Back to it then. We must catch up to that one-headed pretender and remind him of the natural order.
I made it.
I thought we were missing someone. Where have you been?
Oh, I feared I was done for when I fell from the boat. Yet, somehow Oh, my arms, I can barely lift them. If I could just rest a moment.
You about to die, buddy.
You expect us to wait for you? Those who can't keep up will be left behind. My brother has spoken. March, or be fodder for the beasts.
But I followed the teachings! Everything I've done, everything I've sacrificed, all has been for the blessed seedlings. Wait. Don't leave me behind! I'm begging you!
And that dude better hurry up or he's going to get eaten by the respawn.
Uh-huh. Also, I want to question Urianger a little bit there. Has he forgotten Heavensward? When he was helping the Warriors of Darkness against us?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Although I guess the only one he actually fought was us. So... And we beat him. So...
Yeah. I like how Thancred's like picks out Alice.
Mm-hmm. Being able to say those things has brought me such relief. like a stone has been lifted off my chest, and I could take a full breath at last. I don't want to encumber myself like that again. I want to be better, will be better, for myself and for my people. I guess we probably should have done this achievement before we ended last, or this quest before we ended last time, because that was actually a good stopping place.
Yeah.
The Moblin settlement of Earthenshire is not far from here, but be warned, the road will be taking his favorite hunting ground for bandits. With the stairs currently impassable, there'll be fewer travelers, meaning the brigands will be desperate for victims to ambush. Although, considering present company, I suppose my concern is unwarranted. Bandits on the road? What have Zoralja and the Landsguard been doing? Seems it's up to me to restore order in this area. And she runs off by herself. And off she goes again. For now, we'll head west and aim for the bank of the second river.
I need that guy to the left. I just needed one.
Oh, that does remind me. We should actually probably go back to the city and pick up new ones. Because they reset, like, every day or every week or something like that. And we've probably done most of ours at this point.
I actually talked to the board today, so I think that's probably why. So
Gotcha.
you guys, yeah, you'll need it.
Now the question is to remember exactly where the thing is. Ah, there it is. Nope, that's the market board. Ah, there we go. Yeah, they get posted daily, apparently. In case Zora needs a reason.
Yeah. Oh, it's cute.
Costs 800 sacks of nuts.
Less than 200 away. Yes.
Nice. I've only got like 150. Anybody else need one? I'll take that as a no.
No. Apparently, I still need the cat things. I never got the first time, which was weird. Apparently.
Well, where are those bandits? Apparently they're not foolish enough to attack a party of this size. Earthenshire is just a little further ahead, on the opposite bank of... Wow, I'm not even going to try. But let's remain vigilant all the same. Aether current. And something I need to kill.
The swamp monk.
Mm-hmm. Apparently I need 2 of them. The iguanas get big out here.
Yeah, they do.
This is it. The village where the Lay of Pots from the Tuliolai saga took place. Earthenshire, Idlishire. Might the similarity be a cultural inclination, I wonder? The settlements themselves couldn't be more different, though. This shire appears custom built to resemble pots, while the other is a repurposed town. Welcome to Earthenshire. Do I have the pleasure of happy greeting the third promise and her retinue? That's us. We're looking for the Dawn Servant Selector, if you happen to know who that is. You're exchanging tongue flaps with her right now. Retta Rock is the elector you seek. Well, that's helpful. We can cut straight to performing the feat. As much as Retta Rock would like to do just that, we have a much more pressing worry. The storm which hit our village shattered the cliffs and dropped rocks on our brain cases. Many help hands for the Potsworn were injured. This is no time for feats or I'm sorry to hear that. After learning what the storm did to the stairs, I feared you'd been caught in its path. Not to change the subject, but what are the Potsworn? Goldsmiths contracted to work for the Moblins. The word comes from the pot-like workshops where they practice their craft. The Moblins provide these Potsworn with tools, materials, living quarters, everything the artisans could possibly need. This allows them to concentrate on producing what is widely known as the finest golden metal work in Tyrol. This is unacceptable. I was promised no distractions. If this is the best they can offer, I should never have left watching Meki Meki. Sorry, your job has been filled. You might as well stay here. You see, the Potsworn desert us. Without enough healthy help hands, we are failing to uphold our side of the Pot Pact. Should all our Potsworn leave, Earthenshire will grind to a halt. We have to do something, and do it soon. Then let us stand in for your injured helpers. It would give me the chance to learn more about your people and your village, and if it brings us closer to beginning the feat, then all the better. This isn't strictly part of the contest, so don't feel obligated to join in. Take a rest while you can. I'll help. I was hoping you'd say that. Actually wasn't sure I could do this on my own. Well, I'll help. I doubt any of us can just sit around and watch. We'll take every help hand we can get. Reddit Rock truth swears that once the Potsworn have their perfect workshops again, we will commence the feat with all haste. You and the third promise can assist help hand Rakarok. You other four, follow Reddit Rock. There are other help hands in need of hand lending.
Carl went against what you all said. And he said, I could take a nap. And then old what's his name, Evermeet, whatever his name is, says what Carl meant to say was, and then it led right into what you guys read.
I really appreciate you pitching in. I meant what I said at many fires. There'll be no more feigning strength, no more playing at being an invincible promise. If there's one thing I've learned on this journey, it's how practiced you are at aiding those in need. And I mean to take the most of having such an incredible mentor at my side. Now, let's find this Rakarok fellow and see what we can do for him. Well, Wuklamont, just hope we don't have to deal with my actual specialty and nobody starts summoning gods and we need to start killing them.
Yeah. Get the whatchamacallit Aetherite for sure.
Yep. Just silencing the alpaca keep.
Oh yeah.
Rakarok can't meet his obligations without more help hands. The pot pack is broken and the pots are emptying. You've come to aid Rakarok? Rakarok accepts your hand lending with joyous spiel smiles. If we can offer the Potsworn their promised good living, we might save the day yet. Whatever you need. What Rakarok needs is for new help hands to create good living for Potsworn Kahei. The help hand assigned to Kahei was hurt during the Rock's reign, so Rakarok took over, but he knows nothing of Kahei. What does Kahei want? What does Kahei need? Help hands do not bother the Potsworn with straight tasks. Our job is to observe and anticipate, to prepare things with guess think. Please, guess think with Rakarok. Find out what Kahei is lacking so we can provide it. You can count on us. This is where Kahei works, is it? Let's take a peek inside then. That must be Kahei. It'll be a lot quicker if we could just talk to him, but that's not the way they do things around here, apparently. We'll have to leave him be and try our hand at some guess think. It must be boiling sitting so close to the furnace. There's no airflow to speak of. How could anyone work in this stifling heat? Yeah, I would say if you got a furnace set up, working inside of a pot is probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
Those tools are looking pretty worn down. Maybe it's time for some new ones? Well, he has no shortage of crafting materials. There must be something else he's missing. He's barely touched his meal. That dish is meant to be eaten hot, or it loses its savor. It's too hot to be eating hot food in here. Alright, after taking a good look, I think I have an idea of what things Kahei might want to improve his working conditions. Let's head back outside and talk to Rakarok.
I can't find the fourth item.
There's a table on the right. Just past the crafting materials. That's where the food was.
Yeah, I got him, the crafting materials, and the food.
The little grinder right in front of him.
Ah, got it. Thanks.
You made your observations? What did you guess think? First off, I noticed Kahei hasn't touched his food, and an empty belly can't be good for his concentration. Maybe the cooking isn't to his liking? But our food is very mouth-pleasing. Why wouldn't he want to eat it? Ah, Rakarok is sure of nothing when it comes to Kahei's tastes. I can't help you with that. My brother Koana is also Hetsaro, and while everyone has their personal preferences, there are some they tend to share, like an aversion to piping hot dishes. If it was brought to him like that, Kahei probably wouldn't be able to eat it until it cooled down, and by the time he came back to it, he might have found it cold and unappetizing. The simplest solution is to serve dishes that taste good no matter what the temperature. Ragnarok never would have thought of that. Would the third promise mind explaining these things to our cook? Not at all. But I don't think that was the only reason Kahei couldn't concentrate. The Hetsaro homeland is hot and dry, but even Kahei seemed to be suffering in front of that furnace. Is there a way we could cool down the workshop? Oh, we could try a drafty shard. They make a lovely breeze. You know, we can get some of those? You can gather them from the shoals of no return. There are so many old boats there, abandoned by those who gave up their search for the Golden City. So we salvaged them from the wrecks. Could you handle that for us? Yes, yes I can. Oh, and one more thing. From what I could tell, Kahei's files and saws and things are very worn down. Maybe a new set of tools is in order? Ah, Rakarok was too preoccupied with stocking materials, a serious oversight which he will rectify. Supplying good tools for good living is a help hand's responsibility. Then we all have work to do. We can meet back here when our tasks are done. The shoals of no return are past the crags. Through a tunnel southeast of here, you should be able to spot the passage from just outside the village. Okay, we have 3 options of tasks. We need to go get some new tools from the storage shed. 2, we need to go talk to the chef. And 3, we need to send someone to the shoals of no return. That can be your job. I mean, they're not wrong. It makes perfect sense. But
Yeah.
You can do that, right?
Yeah. What brings you out here? Ah, the issue of caring for the potsworn. When they approached me with that same problem, I suggested they commission artisans in Charlian instead. The quality of craftsmanship would be guaranteed, after all. However, the Moblins did not care for the idea. Surely it would be more effective to engage a uniformly trained collective. I cannot understand their fixation on individual contracts. Perhaps the custom will make more sense once we begin the feat of pots. Until then, we've been deemed unfit to assist in the matter of help hands, and are instead tasked with tending the injured. We were on our way back from procuring herbs for Oriange, in fact. Settlements in Kosamuka, have been isolated by the storm's destruction. What would have become of the wounded had we not found a way here? Should I become Dawn Servant, one of the first acts will be to establish reliable trade routes to the capital. When I imagine how much good we can achieve with Charlian technology. My apologies, I have much to consider. If you will excuse us. We'll meet again soon, I'm sure. Take care.
I have "This is the Forest of No Return" in song in my head.
I love it.
I timed that dismount perfectly.
Yeah, you did.
This is almost certainly not the crystal we want. Crystalline shard is faintly warm to the touch. It does not appear to be the wind crystal you seek. Let's just go straight to the green one then. Crystalline shard emanates soothing whisper of wind. It seems you found the crystal wreck a rock sent you to salvage.
The hole was back there.
Ah. I do like the goblin town made of pottery, but again, not a good place to have furnaces inside the buildings.
No.
Is there a cool breeze Rekarok feels? Yes, thank you for Siki finding the Drafty Shard. Rekarok will add it to the new set of tools he brought. And I come bearing good food tidings. The cook has prepared a feast fit for the most discerning Hitsaro, and it's on its way even as we speak. Let's go ahead and see what Kahei thinks of our efforts. I was wondering what occasion called for me to receive so many visitors. A fine meal, new tools, and a welcome source of cool air. Now I remember why I signed a pot pact. I'm grateful for your kind considerations. Allow me a moment or two, and I'll reciprocate with a piece worthy of a pot sworn. An oil lamp to brighten the halls of Falakshunsa. The craftsmanship satisfies Earthenshire's reputation for quality, I trust. Such luster, such brilliance, truly a gift fit for the Dawn Servant. I'm glad you like it, considering the time I've wasted till now. I hope to continue crafting at this improved pace. I have a contract to fulfill after all. Forgive my interruption. Lamati, I'm told the Elector has deemed the crisis past and is prepared to task us with defeat. That's great news. Thank you for letting me know. This is the craft of a potsworn. It is indeed a masterful piece. Thank you for your words of praise, Second Promise. I drew inspiration from Kazamuka's natural beauty and sought to capture it in my work. Place is made of pentagons, after all. I wonder why the Moblins did not simply build a workshop in the city, and now I have my answer. Even Charlene's goldsmiths could not easily replicate such exquisite artistry. One cannot create great things if one lacks creative impetus. Tulialal, fortunately, does not want for inspiration. Anyone wishing to learn the basics of a craft would do well to study it there. I was raised among Hetsaro with more traditional than most, and the shared ingenuity of Tural's various peoples was eye-opening. You lived as a traditional Hetsaro. I have few fond memories of nomadic life. So they are desert nomads like the Sunseekers back in Eorzea. Rackrock is very grateful to you. I thank you both for your hard work and clever guest think. When it comes to help handing, knowing the potsworn really is important. Well, that's true from pretty much everyone you meet. It's a lesson I've had drummed into me on several times already on this journey.
Craft Sora.
Oh, yeah. Gratsora. The Elector bids the claimants assemble in the large building on the west side of the village. I will head over there after finding Thancred Nuriaje. I also ran into the Levliur twins on the way there. I took the liberty of directing them to the venue. We're rivals. It's not his job to make sure I know the feat is starting. But even now, he's conscientious to a fault. Anyway, let's not keep Red Rock waiting.
Do you think they could dual rule?
Maybe.
I mean, with the current Dawn Servant having two, like two heads, it's like
yeah.
Two sides of information, you know?
It would make sense. Although it would also kind of make this whole contest thing kind of irrelevant.
Yeah.
Redrock thanks you for assisting Help Hand Reckrock. She will announce the feat once the other claimants arrive, so please be patient a little while longer. Of course, I'm currently of the opinion at some point we're going to talk Zoral Jah down from his crazy. But Bakul Jaja is probably going to be a dungeon boss at some point.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm happy to report that we were able to convince one of the Potsworn to stay. How did you fare? We managed to do the same. Splendid. Welcome to Earthenshire, First Promise. We support your plans for salt crossings and the new Potsworn they will bring. Hail the mighty Zoral Jah. He cleared many piles of rockfall as if they were pebble stones, the resilient son for Dawn Servant. Zoral Jah was clearing fallen rocks. I'm surprised he would volunteer his time for anything unrelated to the contest. Well, well, we meet again. Just in time for the feat to begin. I bet he was already here, laying low while the rest of us did all the work. Claimants, your attention, please. As Redrock has explained, many of our Potsworn left us following the storm. The precious metal work crafted by those artisans bring in much jingly shine from across the salt. Should our stream of trade goods dry up, Earthenshire will suffer. Tulialal merchants will suffer. So Redrock sets you this feat. Each of you are to find one clever hand goldsmith to bring back here to us. So we're to recruit new Potsworn. Makes sense for the feat of pots. Calling this a feat does not justify taking advantage of the claimants and their influence. How does finding workers for you demonstrate their worthiness for the throne? You are free to refuse Redrock's request. She will be happy to inform the Dawn Servant of Zoral Jah's disqualification. The right is a means to an end. The steps we take to get there are not important. Then Redrock declares the feat of pots begun. But remember, a pot pact must be agreed to willingly. No grab snatching or deceitful tongue flaps. The Elector said nothing of taking a willing artisan from a rival. Which is exactly what we should do. A fine suggestion, brother. I'm glad you think so, brother. Come, let us lay our plans. Which he just said out in the open where everybody can hear.
I know, right?
Or maybe not, since Alizé apparently doesn't actually know what he's doing. That nasty brute is up to something.
They have a nasty habit of not covering up inner monologue here.
Yeah. He may seek to delay us again as he did on the river. We can but remain vigilant while we plot our course. What do you think, Wuklamat? Have you any candidates in mind to satisfy this feat? I know some artisans amongst my supporters, but they're all in their twilight years. I couldn't ask them to give up the comforts of Tuliolal to live in this remote village, no matter how beautiful the scenery. Meanwhile, Koana probably has 100 young craftspeople to choose from. Not that I'm comparing us, you understand. That's just a statement of fact. I suppose we could try asking around Wachu Meki Meki. That seems a logical place to start. Back to Tuliolala it is. Wait, does that mean we have to take the boat again?
Why can't we do, like, Why did they not ever talk about doing aetheryte? Like the taking the shot.
Only in Endwalker did we do that one quest because we had to take the aetheryte that we'd never been to before.
Uh-huh.
No, I can't do it. I can't stomach another boat ride. You said I should share my burdens, so I will speak plainly. The truth is, I get really, really sick on boats. Yes, Wiclamont. We know. Wiclamont, this is hardly news. But it was brave of you to admit it. In any case, we won't be fighting the current this time. Heading downriver will be much smoother. It will? Are you sure? I'm positive. Mostly. And we're doing this in the shadow of the aetheryte.
Mm-hmm.
At least it fast traveled us here.
Yes. I need just a moment.
All right. Y'all may want to see what Alpha Node had to say. Zora.
Yeah.
Just the way I had my camera set. I was sitting here and I looked over there at you. I was like, well, KJ has his umbrella out. Emo has hers out. All I see is pink on Zora's head, so she doesn't have her umbrella, does she? But no, that is your umbrella.
Yeah, my pink umbrella. It's all pink. I'm all the pink.
I'm back.
You may want to see what Alpha Node has to say, Emo.
Oh, okay. I hit escape, but they walked away.
Alpha Node said, did we mention the pot sworn in our care required a constant stream of encouragement in order to craft? The four of us must have chanted the same cheer dozens, if not hundreds of times. Arendelle was scolded more than once for not cheering loudly enough.
I love it. That's awesome.
I need a moment. Upriver, downriver. Ihukatamao is too rough for me. Nausea is a bit more bearable now that I've stopped trying to hide it, but it's still rather not set foot on a boat if I could help it. Alright, I think I'm ready. Let's see if Master Ropley can help us recruit a potsworn.
We know someone.
Indeed. In fact, there's someone coming back here to get a new job, so we need to free one up.
Yeah.
Greetings, Third Promise. What brings you back to Wachumeki Meki? You've not chipped your axe again, have you? No, Master Ropley. Actually, I have a favor to ask. What do you think? Do you know of any craftsmen who might be interested? Filching my artisans for the moblins, eh? Well, seeing as it's the Third Promise making the request, I'm willing to look the other way if one of them decides to take you up on the offer.
I like your stress on the words, by the way.
Uh-huh. Only I can't think of a suitable candidate off the top of my head. Who do I know with a mastery of goldsmithing that would also have no qualms about relocating to Earthenshire? What of the Ellison man who just started working here? You mean Fonjontaine? He did say he was employed at some fancy jewelry store across the Salt. And considering the distance he's already come, I'd like to think he wouldn't mind moving a little up the river. That said, he's only just got himself a new job. Is it too soon to ask him to sign a pot pact? There's no harm in making the offer. Once he hears how well the potsworn are treated, he may even jump at the chance. Either way, you won't find Fonjontaine at his workbench at this hour. He's finished for the day. Probably enjoying a meal over in Zablatov Tay. Then maybe we should go and talk to him. Just you and me, since he knows us. Wouldn't want him to feel intimidated by having to deal with a crowd of new faces. Two of us can handle this. Take a rest at the cabins if you like. Right. Let's go see a man about a pot. The man better be getting himself some tacos, because Wuklamont needs some tacos.
Mm-hmm. My umbrella keeps disappearing under those fabric banner thingies.
Uh-huh. The stairs are probably faster.
not as fun.
Well, I'd already jumped the fence before I realized there was a roof on this. Oh, you're here too. The third promise said she wanted to chat. I've just finished eating, so shall we have a quiet spot outside? No tacos for Wook Lamont. Ah, yes. Let's go stand on the beach in the rain and have a good chat. Last time we talked on this beach, you were in a miserable state. Yes, I was, wasn't I? A lost soul, until the two of you came along and helped me rediscover my purpose. My new place of employment has been most welcoming, and for the first time in a long time, I feel content with my lot in life. That's wonderful. So, what is it you wish to discuss? Well, it's hard to ask this right after you've settled in, but I'm looking for someone to become a potsworn. Ah, I've heard my new colleagues mention the term. That's when an artisan signs a contract to work for the Moblins, is it? But you're not a Moblin. I'm not sure I understand. It's for the feat and the right of succession. I need to bring a new potsworn to Earthenshire. So that is the way of it. We'd barely met, and after pushing you to work at Wachimeki Meki, I'm now demanding you throw that away inside a pot pack instead. It's a selfish request, I know. I have something to tell you, Third Promise. The other day I completed the necessary procedures for immigration. I'm pleased to say I'm now an official subject of Tuli Lal. I've since endeavored to learn what I can of my new nation, beginning with the right of succession and its claimants, including you, of course. Now you will recall it was my father's example which led me to pursue goldsmithing. He was at East End when Garlean forces laid siege to the settlement, and in the ensuing chaos he was slain. War took him from me in an instant. The man I loved and admired, I never wish to suffer such a loss again. And so as much as I'm indebted to you for turning my life around, it is as a fellow peace-loving Tulialan that I want you to win the throne. If I can help you achieve that by signing a plot pact, then I shall gladly do so. Fonchampagne, thank you. I shall return to Master Ropley and inform him of my decision. Allow me. I'm the reason you're leaving, so I should be the one to deliver the news. Perhaps you remember me. Brook Evu, owner of Zablote. I'd like a word, if you don't mind. You're Wook Lamont's ally from across the salt, right? And a hero of some renown, too, if the gossip's to be believed. Well, as it so happens, I could use some heroic help. It doesn't need to be right now, but could you come by when you have a spare moment? Much appreciated. I'll be waiting for you at my shop then. Ah, our role quests are active.
Is that our, like...
Summoner, White Mage.
Yeah, okay.
This is going to be more like it was in Shadowbringers, where there's a tank line of quests, a DPS, probably a magic DPS, a healer, and a probably melee DPS quest line. But we can deal with that on our own time, I guess.
Yeah.
Since I'm guessing that it wasn't Brook Evu that showed up for you guys, or maybe it was.
Yeah, pink. Pink.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. It was.
Master Ropley, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but Von Jontaine has agreed to sign the pot pack, yes? Oh, it is a shame to lose a capable goldsmith. To have one of our own hand-picked to serve the third promise is a great honor for Wachumeki Meki. I appreciate your understanding. Of course, if you happen to know other talented artisans, regardless of their expertise, I hope you send them my way. If you could, even by yourself, if you're so inclined. It could even be yourself if you're so inclined. I'll keep that in mind. Though my time here was brief, I will not forget your kindness, Master Ropley. I am blessed to have these workshops be my first home in Tuliolal. Come back to us if the moblins cut you loose. You'll always have a job at Wachumeki Meki. I expect you'll want to leave for Earthenshire as soon as possible. I'll go and pack my things. What became of Von Jontaine? Were you able to find him? We did, and he's agreed to become a potsworn. We'll leave when he's ready, but you still have some time. Splendid, we shall meet you anon. I had plenty of reasons to win the contest, but now I have one more. Von Jontaine's putting his faith in me, and I won't let him down. So I guess Ropley is a delivery recipient. Now, it'll be a while before I can do anything about that. Right then, I have some things to take care of at the palace. While you can pass the time however you'd like, I suggest you head back to the cabins. After all, even heroes need to rest, and we still have a big journey ahead of us. Well, Luke Lamont, you may not realize this, but almost any time that we go and rest at the inns, something explodes. Either that or we get visited by a ghost. Who may or may not be a chunk of our soul.
What I find funny is that in WoW, this would be a gate where we wouldn't be able to continue because, you know, it's got to wait a week or what have you.
Yep. While I was doing questing in the Waking Shores, I think it was, I ran into a quest that literally, when you finished the quest, the next step did not appear. You had to come back the next week for the quest to be there. Regardless of when you did it. It was a 1 step per week quest line.
Ah.
Was the old orcs at the Ruby Pools, if you remember that quest. I mostly only remember because it was the last quest I needed for the Waking Shore quest achievement, but...
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Finally, some decent looking stuff. It's still lower level than my current gear, though, so.
Oh, it does look good.
Welcome back, sir. You've had a Landsguard messenger most anxiously waiting on your return. You're at the third promise's entourage. I've been all over the city looking for you. The Dawn Servant summons you to the palace. You are to present yourself to the gate guard stationed outside Sunperch at your earliest convenience. Oh, and one more thing. You are not to mention this visit to Wuklamot. We might be about to find ourselves in a solo duty. I think we might be about to fight the Dawn Servant.
Yeah.
Seems likely. That looks like a solo duty shimmer under this guy.
Oh, yep.
The Dawn Servant awaits you within. While I was not informed of the reason of your audience, in terms of attire, I would suggest full battle regalia. I don't go anywhere in anything less. Good luck, everybody.
Forgive me this sudden summons. When I learned my daughter's champion was back in the city, I couldn't resist the opportunity. And they call me head of resolve for good reason. Old as I am, I have not lost a battle worthy of the name since the day I took the throne. And I've been craving a proper challenge. The Lance Wielder, Estinian, he fought well enough, but our bout was ended before a victor could be decided. Judging by the sailors' gossip, you are a warrior of renown in your homeland. Yet I wonder, with all your deeds done and victories won, are you warrior enough to stand against me?
Why don't we find out?
A spirited answer. Why not indeed? The battle rages upon me. I'll stop short of killing you, of course. But expect no other mercies. Come! Ready your arms, and show me the truth of the tales. fight to remember! Let's test the waters. Ha ha! They didn't even blink. Have you ever fought a viper?
Oh, I didn't realize that he is a viper.
See how you handle this. The spearman did not lie. Very well then. Resolve and Risen Kingdom. All right. Did you think you had my measure? Take this! Still holding up? We're far from finished! No more holding back! Stay alert! You'll fight well indeed. formidable. Now we'll see what you're truly made of.
Okay, that was a tight one.
That will do. You've shown me more than enough. I brought my full strength to bear against opponents before, but you are the first to withstand it.
Warning to anybody who hasn't reached the end yet, there will be one of those things where you have to click a button real fast. Remember, you can just tap keys on the keyboard quickly.
I hate that one.
Uh-huh.
Even with my head of reason asleep, I never expected you to give me so much trouble. Estinian did not exaggerate. You are a force to be reckoned with. Now, a confession. I said I crave a challenge, and that was no lie. But I had another reason for calling you here. I had to judge for myself if you were fit to attend my beloved daughter. In some respects, she is much like me. Hard-headed and prone to rush into danger. But one with your adamant defense could shield Lamati from those who would do her harm. Will you hear my question and answer me plainly? Address me not as the ruler of Tuliola, but a concerned father. Thank you. Then tell me, given your journey together thus far, what is your impression of Lamati? Whether it be as their promise or just a companion on the road. Speak your mind. Ha! A tactful response, but agreed. She is not ready for the throne. Not yet. Lamati thinks she understands our many peoples, their histories, their cultures, their beliefs. But she knows only what she's seen in the capital. And it's not only her who concerns me. Even this early in the contest, you must have realized. As potential rulers, all 4 claimants are lacking. This is why I elected to hold the right of succession. Not to choose a fitting candidate, but to cultivate one. And if no one has impressed me by the end of it, then to no one will I yield my throne. As a parent, I pray that my children rise to the occasion. With outsiders dragged into my game, I am also hopeful that the different perspectives you and your companions have to offer will inspire them to grow. I imagine you in particular have traveled many lands, know many peoples and cultures, loved them and been loved in turn. Guide Lamati as you think best. Walk at her side and, when needed, push her to walk ahead.
I knew it. There I was, about to sit down for some of Namika's cooking, when I heard that Papa had sent for you. You were dueling behind my back, weren't you?
I see there is no point in denying it. You needn't worry, daughter. I took care not to inflict lasting injuries. You and your ally may return to the contest without disadvantage. No harm done.
I swear, just as I was learning newfound respect for my father. Let's take our leave of this battle-mad oaf before he calls on the rest of my entourage.
Watch over her, champion. Kona's recruits are no less sharp, as one might expect of Galloff's countrymen. They saw the flaws in our claimants from the outset. The other two, though, they dismiss comrades willing to point out their shortcomings, and no good can come of it.
Okay, when I went walking out of the doors, I swear my left hand went up with a wave, like a little twisty wave, as I was walking away.
Doing your best.
Emmett.
Yes,
Yes.
Emmett, that was his name.
I swear I saw my guy, and then I had to look again, and it wasn't up. I was like, son of a bitch. That would have been the best damn, if we left there and we did the bye thingy. And I was like, that would have been perfect. That would have been epic on Epic's part. Wait, who makes this? Tony? Epic?
Square.
Square.
Square, that's what I meant. Square. Would have been a Square Epic.
Zora, what shard? Do you know what instance you're on?
I don't.
We are on 2, so we'll probably have to. Yeah.
It'll be alright. We're about to talk to Wook Lamont now. If he had his way, Papa would keep dueling until the day he dies. Even now, I know of only 3 people who didn't need to be carried away after their bouts. Zoral Jaw, your lance-wielding friend Estinian, and yourself. You really do live up to your fearsome reputation. I am curious, though. Did Papa want anything else from you? I'll say a small favor. Nothing. Well, that's all it was. I still haven't had one bite of Namika's food, thanks to Papa's nonsense, so I'm going to go back and finish my plate before I head out. I've otherwise asked everyone to meet at the forward cabins. Come and join us after you've had a moment to recover, eh? I understand why I make such a heavy clank when I land. I don't think you should, though, Emo.
No, I agree.
Either that or you just broke all the bones in your legs.
When I look at the map to do the Aetheryte, I always want the inn to be higher, not the lower one.
Same.
Go to the main
Yes.
Aetheryte to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and again, we're in 2.
I just noticed this guy's name.
Uh-huh, that's funny.
Did you travel to instance area?
Yep. And you have suddenly appeared on our maps.
Yay!
Yay!
This guy's hat is wigging me out too. It's like weird.
It's a feathery turban. A lot about him is wigging me out. And I suspect that was his plan.
Yeah.
Like off the
Okay, the whole thing.
shoulders. Wow.
I will also say the Dawn Servant almost got me. The first time he started doing the little spinning attack, I had no idea how to avoid it, and he got me pretty low.
That's where I have the advantage, is I can heal myself repeatedly.
True.
Oh, though, did you say, when he was talking to you, did he say that with your, because he said to me with your healing.
He mentioned defense for me.
So yeah. Oh, that's nice. It was specific.
It was actually at that point when I realized that it might have a different ending for you guys than it did for me. Because for me, the whole clicking thing was, once again, the big, I hold my shield up in the air and catch the big attack. So I was like, they don't have shields, so I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't know what I did. There was a lot of glowy stuff going on, and I just freaked out because I had to push the button.
Yeah. Of course, I have noticed, Emo, that you almost always get through those things first. So.
Yeah, I don't know.
I suspect it's the fact that you can heal yourself. So you can just keep attacking the whole time. And of course, sometimes some of your attacks heal you too, I would imagine. So.
Yeah.
Sorry to keep everyone waiting. Is that it? You're all set to go? I left Eorzea prepared to travel in search of work, so I had few belongings to begin with. Bidding farewell to my fellow artisans took rather a lot of time, however. Again, I appreciate you making this commitment, Fontaine. Shall we depart for Earthenshire, then? A word before you go. I saw that guy approaching in the background and just thought he was an NPC walking a path. Wukevu, what are you doing here? Ah, I spend my days correcting manners, and here I am perpetuating the grave offense of delaying the third promise's departure. Please, take up your axe and rend my flesh into taco meat. Must your demands be so gruesome? Besides, I told you that kind of thing doesn't bother me. Alright then, I won't let it bother me either. What was all that about? I'd come to the city to purchase supplies when I spotted your entourage getting ready to leave. You seek the City of Gold, if I'm not mistaken. That's right. It's the final step on the rite of succession. If you know anything about the subject, I'd love to hear it. Then allow me to be of your service. As you know, legends of the Golden City have been passed down in Tyrrell for 1,000 years. Yet even when it comes to describing the place itself, the stories do not always agree. Some portray it as one might expect, a glittering metropolis of golden towers. Others suggest it's more unassuming and owes its name to the fabulous treasure hidden at its heart. Every telling, however, has a common thread. Those who go in search of the Golden City do not return. The lesson to be learned from this third promise is that to seek the legend is to court death. I must implore you to proceed with the utmost care. That is all I wish to say. I shall pray for your safe journey. Thank you, Wukevu. What are we to make of these cautionary tales? If every expedition has ended in tragedy, how then did the Dawn Servant find the city and return without incident? It seems the legend originated with the Yokhui. Speaking with them remains our strongest lead, I feel. A lead we shall follow in time. But first, let us see Fonjontaine safely into the Moblin's care. Meanwhile, in Kasamuka.
Finding a willing artisan was even easier than expected. Many indeed are eager to curry favor with the Resilian sun, especially if it means sharing the promise of new territories.
Those who prove useful will have all the land they desire.
Such generous words, yet the manner in which he speaks them. If neither wealth nor territory are of value, wherefore does he seek to bring the world to heel?
Step aside.
Remind me. There was no rule against poaching craftsmen from other claimants. Was there?
Do not be foolish, Bakul Jaja.
Foolish would be carrying on with these dull feats when all I need to win are the keystones. And besides, it's long past time I humble this arrogant one-head. The Dawn Servant may have sired you against all odds, but there is nothing blessed about your birth. Only a two-head is fit to rule. Only we are worthy. Draw your weapon! Face me in battle, and learn your place.
A moment, first. Leave him alive, if you would. I foresee a use for this nuisance.
Too scared to make the first move? Then allow me! But he's just a runt.
My thanks for your restraint.
I can kill him whenever I please.
Your part in this is far from over.
We're back, and we brought with us a willing potsworn. This is Fontaine, a talented goldsmith who once worked at Estame's Aesthetics in Ildar. Wonderful. Impressive. You were the first to return, Third Promise. And with an artisan from across the salt, no less. We welcome you and your unique skills to Earthenshire. Helphand will show you to your workpot. This is it then. I look forward to hearing you proclaim Dawn Servant. Thank you, Fontaine. I'll be sure not to disappoint you. You have reached the requirements of the Feat of Pots. Rhetoric presents you with the keystone with joy smiles and well-wishing. That makes 3. More potsworn candidates. Come, come, tell Rhetoric your tales. Another feat accomplished, another keystone acquired. Oh, you are doing well. I expected nothing less of Zerl Jaw's esteemed siblings. Your cleverness in particular is most admirable, Second Promise. We must have you apply that Sharlayan knowledge you so cherish, and arm Tyrell with weapons of Magitech design. In your role as the Dawn Servant's chief advisor. The tools of war hold no interest to me. Wish only to improve our nation through practical innovations. Foreign powers will think twice about testing our strength once Tulial is known for its advanced technology, just as the Garlean Empire was deterred from invading Sharlayan. That may well be true, but how long will it take Tulial to progress to this advanced state? How many years? With a collective commitment to education and hard work, it should not take so very. Your way is too slow. Easier to expand our territory and swallow Sharlayan whole. Conquer other nations through force of arms, and you're looking at a future of uprisings and bloodshed. Yours wouldn't be the first failed empire. Then we keep fighting, until the mounting costs convince them to lay down their weapons, until all have grown tired of loss. How would such an outcome bring anyone joy? What you possess is mockery of peace. Rhetoric is reminded of days long ago. In the time before Tulial, there were no pot packs. There were no pot packs for the potsworn. It was normal to grab snatch artisans and force them to work for Mavis. Until the day Gulul Jaja arrived. The families of the grab snatch pleaded with him, and so he came to Earthenshire. Bobbies are not a war-make people. We feared death had come for us, but Gulul Jaja just wanted to talk. Be at ease. We are here to trade words, not blows. The gold work crafted in this village is superb. One can tell at a glance the quality of materials used, the mastery of technique employed. Yet it does not stir the heart. A goblet shaped by bound hands and broken spirit are devoid of luster. Compare that now to the works of a joyful artisan. She pours her very soul into her creations, and they shine like the newly risen sun. Have you not seen this to be true? And so began the custom of good living. Happy potsworn make good works, and good works make mobbies happy. Gulul Jaja's words were wise. Joy smiles did indeed bring fine craft and many jingly shine. So the head of reason was behind the forging of pot. Yes, reason and clever think changed Mobby's way of life. The first promise tires of your talk of olden days. He would rather look to the future and the next feat. We should be getting on as well. My cool Jaja never did come back, did he? Do you have a moment, Third Promise? Rakarok would repay you for hand-helping with Kahae. He brings a tale of the Golden City. Really? I'd love to hear it. The towers, the streets, all fashioned from gold. Everywhere you look, every splendor you can imagine. The young, the old, and everyone in between. They live in golden happiness, a city of eternal bliss, forever perched above the clouds. Everything fashioned from gold, eh? And just imagine everyone living in golden happiness. Now that's a city I'd like to visit. Excuse me, Ragnarok. Where did you hear this particular tale? From our long-time Yokhui friends. They live up in the mountains, in Urkopacha. The giants again. Seems everything is pointing us their way. This feat and everything leading up to it has taught me so much about the Moblin way of life. I'll be sad to leave Earthenshire and your joy smiles behind. Right. We should go and see the giants next. Agreed. Golden mysteries notwithstanding, their village is featured prominently in the saga and is not to be ignored. The Orcopacha Highlands should be easy enough to reach from here. If we leave Earthenshire from the west, there's a road which leads up to the mountains. Let's find that first. Alright, do we want to continue on MSQ or do we want to finish Ether Currents in this zone? Because I believe they should all be available at this point.
Okay. I'm fine with either one.
Okay.
AJ?
I said MSQ.
Alright. I also did very much appreciate Bakul Jaja getting dropped in one hit.
Yeah. That duo is the first promise, and his in person is tricky.
I haven't decided yet whether they're even on the same page.
No, I don't think they are.
Looks like the trail is going to get steep from here on in. Hope everyone is ready for some climbing. Third promise. I'm glad I caught you. Red Rock asked me to bring you back to the village. She says there's something she forgot to give you. Huh? Something other than the keystone? Yes, an item of great importance, or so I was told. It shouldn't take long, if you would please follow me. Bandits. I smell bandits. Wonder what this is all about. Well, no need for everyone to come. I'll be back in a little while. You never split the party, Luke Lamont. This is taking quite a while. Just keep waiting for now, I suppose. Perhaps there were complications? Well, let us wait a little longer. This is getting a little ridiculous. Did she get lost on the way back to us? But how? There's only one road. I wouldn't underestimate Wuklamat's sense of direction, or lack thereof. Fortunately, she has a link pearl. Let's see what's keeping her, shall we? He's not responding. Perhaps we should all return to Earthenshire. Was Rhetorok who had business with her, yes? And not only was there only one road, we could literally see the city from where we were standing. Back again so soon? I've come looking for Wuklamat. Did you not send someone to fetch her? Rhetorok did not. Neither has she seen the third promise since you were last here. And who is that man who came for her? Oh, I thought you'd left already. Where is Lamati? Is she not with you? You don't know where she is? How could you let this happen? That thou shouldst worry for thy sister is understandable. Yet rather than assign blame, thine energies are better spent on locating her. I will help you search. This is not how I'd wish my fellow claimant to lose the contest, my sister least of all. In that case, dividing our forces will allow us to cover more ground. We should work together at least, the better to facilitate communication between our groups. And the rest of us will split up. Report in if you find anything. We'll be on our way as well. Right, keep in touch. Come, we should begin our search. If Lamati was returning to Earthenshire from the west, then she should have passed through here. Except Rhetorok swears she didn't see her. In which case, 'tis entirely possible that Lamati never made it back to the village at all. The only way to be certain is to ask the sentry stationed at the opposite entrance. The third promise? Bobby has been standing at his post with vigilant eye watchings. He has seen no claimants pass this way. What of a Tonawata with brightly colored hair? Bobby knows something of this one. He hears tongue flaps about a Pelu peddler in many fires who was attacked by a crazy hair bandit on the road. Bandit, you say? Thank you, you've been most helpful. My sister is clearly not here. Though I wish it were otherwise, we must consider the possibility that the Tonawawatan messenger and the brigand described by this sentry are one and the same, and that Lamati is in very real danger. Come, let us hurry to many fires. I'd like a word with this peddler, should they still be around. I'm not sure I've ever actually seen somebody just randomly out fishing. Bait?
Sure.
Was there something I could help you with? I'm told you were the victim of a bandit attack. Could you recount exactly what happened? My goodness, I thought I recognized you. I'll tell you everything I remember, second promise. It was that scoundrel Waweska who ambushed me. You know the name of your attacker? There's no mistaking that hair. All my peddler friends have stories of that notorious bandit leader and his predations. Walkessa and his gang will stoop to any low for the sake of a few pel. And with no fresh quarry coming up the broken stairs, they've had to become more creative. Little wonder he went after Lamati. He likely thinks to ransom her for a royal sum. I expect he'll soon make his demands, but I don't intend to wait. We'll find this villain first and deliver his deserved payment in person. What say you of a small deception? I will assume the role of a well-to-do merchant to lure Waweska out of hiding. Then, when he comes sniffing about, we catch the rat by the tail. I accidentally skipped the next line. A brush with bandits hasn't dampened your mercantile spirit, I see. Very well, I accept your generous deal. Now we lay the bait. I will precede you into many faces to make my presence known. You follow on behind, boasting to those who along the way how you paid me a hefty purse in exchange for a rare gemstone or some such. If Walkessa is as coin-hungry as they say, then a recently enriched peddler should be an irresistible mark. We let him strike, and then we spring our trap. Time to play our parts. Oh, lovely. These are always nice. At least it doesn't seem like it has to be stealth at the moment. It might end up that way, though. There. That's the brawl fellow. Share with him how happy your imaginary deal with me has made you. Once you've put on an appropriate display, we can continue to our next performance. A rare gemstone from that Histaro merchant, you say? I envy the profit he must have made from such a sale. Since the stairs were destroyed, I've not been able to peddle goods as my usual haunts. A good start, but I would make certain Waweska is aware of me. Let's continue. That moblin over there looks amenable to conversation. The stage is yours. The Staros sold you a sparkle stone for your collection. Oh, that explains your giant joy smiles. Mobby is happy for your happiness. Mobby is also jealous of the merchant and all the jingly shine he must have made. That should be enough, but perhaps one last act to drive it home. You see that cheerful Pelu? Tell him the tale of your precious gemstone, and then we'll be done with this part of the charade. passing peddler had the very gemstone you sought for your collection. That is a stroke of luck. And I'll wager the merchant was just as pleased to fill his pockets with your grateful coin, eh? Well, I'm inspired to go earn some pel of my own. Who knows? Maybe opportunity will find me, even as it found you. Sus. I gotta run off and tell my bandit friends. Ah, my most valued customer. The profit from this single purchase of yours should see me through weeks of idle leisure. Traveling with such a fat purse and no sellswords is tempting fate, so I shall make Earthenshire my last stop and then return forthwith to Tulial. You see, the rat has come for a nibble.
I feel like our facial expressions and the, like reactions are so much better.
Yes. You played your part to perfection. A man of many talents, just as Thancred Norianje described. Now, let us lure Wawiska out and spring our trap.
Yay!
Yay, indeed. Let us execute the final stage of the plan. I will set out towards Earthenshire alone and unarmed, the better to sell the act of defenseless merchant. Assuming Wawiska is watching, he will likely wait for some quiet stretch of the road before accosting me. I'll be relying on you to follow closely behind, remaining hidden until the time comes to spring the trap on our bandit king. Just remember, we need him alive. Now comes the stealth portion. Unless, of course, we're just hiding behind trees. I would greatly prefer that to a stealth section. Of course, I would think the bandit would want to rob me, too. I'm carrying around a collection of gemstones, apparently, so...
Yeah.
Okay, now if the game is just going to basically say, we know that they know how to sneak, and not make us do that anymore, I will be pleased. Our business has been good for you, Master Merchant. How about you share some of the profits? And by some, I mean every coin you have. You're that gemstone collector. Oh, I see what this is. We've been tricked. Spit in your eye. Kill these Vidral. Slippery vermin. We'll have to interrogate his underlings instead. If you would be so kind, pray leave them capable of speech.
Oh, this is nice. It takes into account a party that you all need to come out of the cutscene.
Oh, nice. I was hoping to talk with your boss, but I suppose you three will have to do. Wait, that's the second promise. What do you want with us? Think I'm scared of a fancy title? I'll take your royal ears as a trophy as soon as I get free of these ropes. I know your gang is behind my sister's abduction. Tell me where she is. Eat pocket shit, salt lover. You've got nothing to answers from us. That's right, we don't serve you. Do not play games with me. Where is Wuklamat? I'm fast losing my patience. Talk now or die. The choice is yours. We're hired to nab the third promise. That's all. We don't know where they took her. Hired by whom? We weren't told that either. Only Weska knows. He's the one who took the job. Well, it seems we needed their leader after all. Once I've arranged for the Landsguard to take custody of these criminals, I'll call on Thancred and his tracking skills. But perhaps you could pursue Weska in the meantime? The bandit was running in the easterly direction. Should you locate him, I suggest you shadow him rather than force a confrontation. He might lead us to where Lamati is being held. Actually, no. We're chasing a guy. It's car time.
Music needs to be faster.
True.
Oh, darn it.
Yeah. Okay, at least they've added new effects to this. So maybe it'll be easier to tell. Except I managed to skip one of them, so... Uh-oh. Ah.
Yeah. It's a look point, though.
I didn't notice anywhere to hide from him where I lost him.
I was doing so good, damn it. It is so far to go back.
Uh-huh. As Zora mentioned, though, there is a lookout point on the way.
Yeah, I saw it and was like, I ran over and was like, should I do it? Should I do it? I don't want to leave it. You can ride the mount while you follow, just not get caught.
So it seems. Gotta be a little careful about getting too close to him, though.
Damn it all.
Ah, you can hide in oh, well, I thought you could hide in bushes, but apparently no, you cannot. I lost him at the exact same spot I lost him the first time.
get? Did you guys get past the human?
We're still tracking him.
I made it.
I'm just gonna sit here at this rock. Right now, there's another rock up ahead. It looks like it's part of the wall, but it is a rock. Maybe that's where I'm supposed to hide. It would appear this is where I was supposed to hide, yeah. He should be able to clearly see me because my head and shoulders are above the rock I'm hiding behind, but oh, I just happened to be hiding in the spot that that it wanted me to be hiding in. Finally, my money. Give it to me now. The Landsguard may be hunting us already. Calm yourself. We had our own troubles finding a suitable hideaway. Right. We're finished. Take your prize and leave me out of the rest. Such hostility. You were hurting for coin, and I offered you a gainful employment out of the kindness of my heart. Kindness? You've brought a blackened tempest upon us. One look and I could tell that man was a killer, a butcher, a salted devil in the flesh. Oh, spare me your fearful bleeding. Go on, scamper away now before the scary mercenary comes to claim your head. Guana told me the news. You found the abductor then? What's the situation? And you think the bandits were hired by this Hobigo? Alright, new strategy. Forget Waeska and stay on the Mamaljua's tail. We don't want to endanger the third promise, so keep your distance until we're certain they have her. I'll catch up as soon as I'm able. Oh, hell. We have a phase 2.
Yeah.
Better late than never. That Mamulja. He's the one who kidnapped Wook Lamart. So we're still unsure. If we can follow him a bit longer, confirm his connection to the abductors. That will complicate matters.
Confound it!
If I set out now, I can trail them along the riverbank.
Do it!
Even if it costs you the contest.
What worth is the throne if I lose my sister to win it?
Very well then. I'll send word when I locate her. Till then, I suggest you save your strength. A rescue attempt could turn ugly.
That Hubigo just now. I swear I've seen him with Bakul Jaja. Knowing the way that monster works, he probably hired bandits to kidnap her so he could steal her keystones. But even alone, my sister is more than a match for a gang of untrained ruffians. She must have been ambushed or deceived. Gah! I should have been there! If those bastards have hurt her... I do trust him, but... Forgive me. Snapping at you won't get my sister back. I'm afraid I've always been like this when it comes to Lamachi. The thought of her being in danger sends me into a panic. But isn't that how families should be? These days, Turali Mikote live however they please. But the clan into which I was born kept to the nomadic traditions of our ancestors. They herded their own neck across the plains, always moving with the seasons. During one such migration, my birth parents left me behind. A child. All alone. Without a single word of explanation. A chance encounter with a kind Pelu merchant was the only reason I survived. Taking pity on me, he taught me his trade that I might fend for myself. I became a stallkeeper in Tuliyolal's market. And that is where the Dawn servant found and adopted me. I had already been in the palace some time when Lamachi came to join us. Like me, she had been cast aside by her parents. I knew the pain of solitude and wanted to spare her that suffering. As this tiny child's new brother, I swore I would always be there for her. So, as you might now understand, I will stop at nothing to rescue her. While we await word from Tancred, I suggest we prepare ourselves to travel downriver. You have a boat, yes? Why release the Ponity if not to delay pursuit? If we were unsure of their guilt before, then Before we act, however, let us regroup with your comrades. Would you mind making the call?
Understood. We'll meet you at many fires.
I may have put rescuing Lamati ahead of my own progress, but do not take that to mean I've given up on the contest. I understand how important she is to me, yet regardless of how close we were, I would have made the same choice. After all, if I am incapable of saving my sister while also winning the throne, then I am not fit to inherit our father's heavy mantle. I think that's probably going to have to be where I call it for the night, guys.
Sounds good. We accomplished a lot.
Indeed.
And I like Kona a lot better. Like, I like him a lot.
I agree. All right, guys, that is where we are going to call the stream for tonight. And I will be back sometime next week. We'll see. But until then, I want to thank y'all for joining me. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll see y'all next time. Have a good night.